Welcome to day 3 of 24 days of personal branding. I'm Azalee, your host and coach. And today we're going to figure out what your industry is. So first I want to talk about what is an industry, why you need to know what industry you're in, and how to identify which one is the correct one for you. And yeah, let's just get into it. So an industry is, I'm going to read the definition directly, a group of companies that are related based on their primary business activities. In modern economies, there are dozens of industry classifications. Industry classifications are typically grouped into larger categories called sectors. So the reason that you want to know what your industry is, one is because it's going to help you understand who your actual competition is. If you're not really clear on the industry you're in, and I'm going to go into a bunch of examples, but just a couple so that you can get more of an idea of what I'm talking about. One would be marketing, advertising. One would be you're in healthcare or social assistance. One would be fitness or sports. So those are the types of things I'm talking about when I say your industry. And if you understand your competition and who your actual competition is, you're able to stay ahead of them. You're also able to partner with people that are in your industry that aren't a direct competition. If there are certain rules or regulations for your industry, that's of course important to understand, especially if you're in like the health space or wellness. That can come up that you need certain certifications or training in order to legally do certain things. It will also help you be aware of any security issues or potential problems that are within that industry. It'll also help you get clear on your audience. We talked a little bit about this yesterday, and we'll talk about it more in the coming days, but understanding your industry will help you know where your people are hanging out, whether that's different events they're going to attend. So you know it would make sense for you to be a speaker or a sponsor at a certain event because it's your same industry, or if you know a certain magazine or a podcast that is relevant to your industry, you might want to be featured on there. So it's really just going to help you get a lot of clarity and be able to do what you do more efficiently. It also will help you understand your industry trends or developments and identify new opportunities if you're kind of ahead of what's going on. For example, in my space, there's a lot of AI and automations being implemented. So me knowing that is coming in my industry allows me to start implementing that into my own business and be kind of ahead of the curve, right? And then finally, it's also going to help you identify what your niche and your offers are. So again, I'm going to link to, let me grab my link. I'm going to link to where you can actually sign up for this challenge and get there will be a worksheet that goes with this. It should be up by tomorrow. So if you sign up now, you'll be able to get access to it. And if you're listening to this on the podcast or on YouTube, then that same link will work. That'll be in the description. Okay. Okay, where were we? Okay, so now I'm going to go into examples. And again, if you sign up and log in, you'll be able to see this, and there'll be a little checklist that you can look over these and decide what your industry is. So I want you to listen to what these are. And if any stand out to you that you think, oh, that's probably my industry, or if you haven't yet identified exactly what you're going to be doing, this can kind of help you narrow it down to know, okay, I definitely either want to be in this one or this one. So the first one is accommodations, food services, and hospitality. So anything event planning or catering or service, any of those types of things would go into this category, into this industry. The next one is I can't say that word, agriculture or farming. So if you're a farmer or anything like that, this would be for you. The next one is arts, culture, entertainment, design, or fashion. So if you're a stylist, if you're a comedian, if you're a model or a clothing designer, that would fall under this category, under this industry. Next one is construction, pretty self-explanatory. The next one is education and training. So this is one of the ones that I feel like can overlap into the other ones, because if you are in education or training, you're teaching something, right? So if it's your own business, you're probably also going to have another category. If you're a professor, you're still probably going to have what it is that you teach. That would be the industry. And then if you're like an elementary school teacher or something like that, then this would probably be your main industry. Okay. Next is financial insurance. So if you're if you help people with money in any way, or you help people with their insurance, or you own an insurance agency, you would fall under this category. The next one is fitness and sport. So if you're a basketball player, if you're a personal trainer, anything like that, that would go under that one. The next one is healthcare and social assistance. So you're a doctor, you're a dentist, you're a social worker, any of those types of things would go under there. The next one is marketing and advertising. So if you own a marketing agency, if you're a consultant for Facebook ads, anything within those types of things, that would be marketing or advertising. Next industry, mining. That's pretty self-explanatory. The next industry is hairdressing or beauty services. So you're a hairdresser, you're an esthetician, you're a lash artist, any of those things, that would be your industry. And then the next one is retail trade, wholesale trade. So if you resell things on, say, Amazon, I know I've had a couple clients that do that. Or you have booths, for example, like maybe you're a candle maker and you sell them at different events, it would be that. And then the final one that I have, there are other industries. So if you feel like you don't fall into any of these, feel free to do some Google searching on maybe it's an industry that's not here, but these are kind of the main ones. The last one I have is security. So you own a security company, if you're a security officer or a bodyguard, that would fall under that category. All right, so now that you kind of have an idea of what the different industries are, I'm going to help you figure out which one is yours. So if you already for sure know, like, okay, I'm definitely an esthetician, so I'm in the beauty category or industry, then you don't really need to watch the rest of this, but if you're not totally sure, then these are questions that are going to help you figure it out. If you were stuck between two, these questions will also help you. Or if you're like, it could be one of these, but one's a little bit more relevant, then just trust your gut on that. So here are the questions. First one is, what experience do you have in this industry? So say you're between 2 or 3, write down any experiences you have within that industry. Why are you interested in this industry? So that can give you some insight on if you're between two, which one makes the most sense for you. What makes you interested in being in that? How excited are you to be in the industry? So think about working with people in that industry, networking with people. So if you're, say, in the beauty industry, you might go to events that other people in that industry are in, or you might go to like a live seminar. Would that be fun for you, or would you not want to be at something like that? So like for me, I would love going to a marketing seminar, beauty or wellness, but if it was about like mining or construction, I probably wouldn't want to go, right? How do you want to help in this industry? What's pulling at your heartstrings? So what is it about the industry that you would like to change or be a positive force in it in some way? What is it that is from more of a service position? How do you want to help? And why do you want to help? So once you've answered all of that, make a decision on which one you're going to go with, which one you want to commit to. The longer you can commit to it, the more results you're going to see. So you don't really want to pick something and then change it a week later. So definitely take some time to really make sure you're solid on which one you're going to go with so that you can actually see the results and think about the long term, not just what you think you want to do right now. But over the next 6 months, year, 5 years, your lifetime, what industry do you think you actually want to be in? And then also reference your answers to yesterday's training to get some more ideas too, because you probably have things in there that will give you clues to which industry makes the most sense for you. Once you know your industry, you're going to want to take advantage of knowing what it is, right? So it is going to help us in the later lessons figure out what your niche is, what your content pillars are, a lot of different things, knowing what your industry is, knowing which platforms to show up on, it's going to help you. So make sure you spend the time to do this and get clear on it. Once you have it, you're also going to want to start showing up in that industry as a leader, right? Funny side story, whenever someone says as a leader, I think they're calling me because as a leader, Azalee. Anyways, so ways that you can do that is going to anything that you can network with other people in that industry. So that might be, like I was saying, conferences or networking events or anything like that, that type of person in that industry is going to be at. And you can just search like events for beauty industry in Las Vegas and things like that. So then you're building connections with people within your industry versus just general. You'll also want to read industry publications. So that could be magazines or books that that are within your industry to continue expanding your knowledge, podcast, YouTube, Reels. I love learning from Reels lately. And then mentorship. So to me, the best mentor for anyone is someone that's doing what you want to do, right? So if it's someone in your industry and they've successfully done what you ideally want to do, they're going to be able to help you a lot more than someone that's not in your industry. So for example, a big part of what I do is help people to create courses or become a speaker or an author and step into those things. And I've done those things, right? So that equips me to help people do the same thing. If you want to be like the best lash artist in your city, you would want to get trained probably from the best lash artist in another city, right? Versus someone that doesn't do lashes. And then you can also do online research. So just searching about industry trends, or one thing I like to do is I will go on Google and search things relevant to my industry. So I might search, because I'm in marketing, specifically digital marketing, I'll search Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest, YouTube, and I will filter it to news. And then I'll filter it to within the past month. And that'll give me any updates on those platforms. So you can do that for your industry. For example, one of my one-on-one clients works in the hospitality leadership industry. And so I'll search for him things like leadership development or empathy in the workplace. So it kind of starts giving you a better idea of what you would be searching, knowing your industry, and then makes it a lot easier to stay on top of it and not feel like you have to know everything in the world, right? And then side tip, one of the things that we like to do as far as a posting perspective to position you as a leader, aside from networking with people in that industry, maybe speaking at events in the industry, getting on podcasts in your industry, is to take those articles, those news articles that you found relevant to your industry, and then read them and write a little paragraph about it and post that on your social media if you're using things that allow links and are text, can be text-based. So like Twitter, X, Facebook, LinkedIn. You wouldn't do it on Instagram or YouTube unless you did the green screen thing where you like point to the article and talk about it. But that's a way to show that you know what's going on in your industry. You're the go-to person for it. You're continuing your education. You also can do courses or different trainings so that you can stay on top of things. There's also different memberships. I know for social media, there's memberships that give you updates on those changes. So there's probably also, what is that word? Like a group of people that you pay to be a part of. I know when I was a journalist, and then also when I started college as a medical student. So I was in different groups that were like, not clubs, I can't think of the word, but they were specifically for that type of person, like future doctors, or like there was different groups for journalists that you could be a part of, and you would get like a certification for being a part of it. So in your industry, there's probably things like that as well. So figure out what your industry is, take advantage of knowing what it is. And then tomorrow we're going to talk about what your niche is, and you're going to want to know what your industry is in order to figure that out. So if you want to actually be able to see this, be sure to click the link to sign up. It's free. And you'll be able to see all the replays forever. And but you'll also get access to the worksheets that I'm referring to. So you'll be able to see all of this written out and the questions written out. So it's a lot easier to go through. I know for me, I like to have both, like watch the video or listen and have the actual worksheet versus like, what did she say? I have to go back. And then the audio will also be on the podcast, PrettyAF Powerhouse podcast, if you want to be able to listen to it again or on the go. And then I'm also going to drop the link to work with me in 2024. There are only 10 spots, 2 one-on-one spots and 8 mastermind spots. So in 2024, basically the only way to work with me is either one-on-one or in a mastermind for now. And that's going to have me either doing things for you as far as digital marketing in your personal brand or doing it with you. That would be the mastermind. Me doing it for you would be the one-on-one. So I think that's everything. If you have any questions about this training in particular, be sure to comment on the video after you log into my website on that one so that everyone can see all of the questions and answers there. And then if you have any other questions about like working with me or something else, you can just email me, azalee@azaleemazzo.com. And I think that's it. I hope everyone has a great Sunday or whatever day you're listening to this or watching this. And I will see you tomorrow to figure out what your niche is.